Hey everyone, I happen to be on holiday for the next few days, which is pretty annoying since, you know, the best two characters in the entire game happen to be getting leaked as we speak. But my hotel happened to have a computer for me to cook on, so yeah, we are so back. Anyways, Sparkle and Black Swan are out and have their updated kits leaked, so you know the drill. I'm here to walk you through her kit and give you some extra details on how good I think she will be and who she will buff the most. I will first say to ignore any person who says Sparkle is quantum locked, as I'll explain later. But for now, let's get started and answer the question. Is Sparkle still OP? The first thing I want to talk about is her talent. They actually did fix it, and Sparkle is finally not locked to two characters now, as her talent has been completely reworked. Her new talent increases the max number of skill points additionally by 2. And when an ally consumes 1 skill point, it will increase the damage of all allies for 2 turns. This effect can be stacked up to 3 times. This is team-wide, so your main damage dealer does not even need to consume skill points to benefit from this talent anymore. This is pretty incredible, as right off the bat she has gone from only working with 2 characters to working with pretty much the entire character roster. This is obviously a great step in the right direction, as now she can be used as a generalist universal support in all teams. But still, she is still used best in teams where skill points are consumed fairly often to fully utilize the bonus skill points. Teams such as SEAL teams and Dan Heng teams are the best uses of this. Her skill actually isn't just a Bronya skill clone anymore, well, partly. It's more like Bronya's skill and ultimate bundled into one ability. When Sparkle uses her skill, she increases the crit damage of an ally for a value equal to 36% of Sparkle's crit damage plus a flat amount for 1 turn, and also, this advances the unit's action forward by 50%. Before we all go crazy and say she's ruined because she doesn't have a 100% action advance, just keep in mind on this ability alone, she can give upwards of more than 100 crit damage on a solid build, which is pretty disgusting to say the least. She also does the AI pose when doing her skill, which is the only reason why I decided to make this video today. All in all, this is just a generally amazing ability which most characters can take advantage of. Her ultimate recovers 4 skill points for allies and grants them an effect called Cypher. Every ally with Cypher will increase the damage dealt by Sparkle's talent for an additional 10% per stack for 2 turns. Which basically just makes her talent give 48% damage instead of giving 18%. Before I want to move on to her traces, I just want to point out how good this base kit actually is. Sparkle as of now is the best character in terms of raw amplification, meaning her buffs are extremely impactful and do a lot for anyone. She also can be used anywhere with anyone in pretty much any team, as she herself can basically eliminate skill point issues without any real drawback and still contribute additional utility on top of that. Just from face value, and no, I don't want to overhype too much, but she looks to be right up there with Bronya and Tingyun for being the best support in the entire game. I usually don't go over traces, but I think Sparkles are important to talk about as they do quite a lot. Her first trace will most definitely spark a ton of controversy, as it increases all allies' crit rate by 5%. You're probably thinking how there's an issue with this, but I am not done with the trace yet. When there are 1, 2 or 3 quantum characters in your team, all allies gain up to 30% quantum damage. I would like to point out first of all, I don't think this makes Sparkle niche or anything. I think it's just an incentive to run her in her best teams, which happen to be quantum teams. And it's really not that big of a deal. Her buffing capability with and without factoring this trace is still incredible, and I don't think people should whine about it only being for quantum characters like I expect them to. Since people happen to be really stupid, I can't wait for the posts calling Sparkle terrible because she has a minor trace that gives quantum characters slightly more bonus damage. But yeah, ignore anyone saying that. Her next trace extends the crit damage boost effect provided by her skill by 1 turn, making it last for 2 turns in total. This means that Sparkle can buff things like Jing Yuan's summon and Ratio's follow-up attack. I wish I had the time to explain why this trace happens to be the best one in the game, but it really is. It opens so many doors and is the main thing separating her from Bronya. She basically has Bronya level buffs with Tingyun level versatility, which is obviously amazing. Her final trace gives her an extra 10 energy whenever she basic attacks. Since she has such a low ultimate cost of 110, she can 3-turn ult without needing memories of the past, cogs or even the 5% energy restoration planar set. She can go skill point neutral to generate even more SP, and the trace will cover the extra energy needs. Yes, based on this kit you should 1,000,000% pull Sparkle. It isn't even a question. She's either best in slot or top tier for every single DPS character in the game, as like I said, she is just a Bronya with more versatility and utility. I see literally no reason why you wouldn't pull Sparkle. Sparkle is probably going to end up being the best support character in the game if she continues to stay like this, so I think we should all pray that she doesn't end up getting nerfed. Before you ask if Sparkle works with whatever character, the answer will always be yes, unless you happen to be asking about Kafka. Even the characters that don't make much use out of her skill points still use her extremely well. Ruan Mei's banner kind of just looks like a bait now, since her Generalist Harmony title has really gone down the drain. Her only real selling point above Sparkle is that she buffs dual DPS teams, but dual DPS teams aren't particularly that great, with or without Mei, so I'd recommend holding off on pulling on her banner if you can only decide on one. Anyways, that's all I have for this video. Subscribe if you feel like it, or not. But like it's Christmas, come on. I will be posting the Black Swan video tonight or tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, see you in the next video.